Guys, this is really hard. Okay guys, let's talk about wrapping presents. I'm not good at it. So I'm really not good at it. So I decided I was going to take a look at some videos of some of my favorite YouTubers wrapping their Christmas presents for inspiration. And I got a little bit of a handle on it. I think I kind of know what I want to try to do. I've never done this before. So let's take a look and see if I can make my Christmas presents look aesthetically pleasing under the Christmas tree. I'm working with some ribbons and some paper that I picked up after watching a couple of videos that I really liked the way their gifts look. So I'm working with this, this black velvet ribbon. It's really pretty. I actually used this in a previous video and I really did like the way it looked, so I'm gonna be using this again. You guys saw in a previous video that I picked these up. These are the Target dollar spot wrapping paper, tissue paper I should say. They're really pretty, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how they're gonna work with my gifts. I think, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I should have picked up the gift wrap, not the tissue paper. Okay, so that might be a fail, but I'll still probably use these. And then got these gift bags here in case the whole thing falls apart and I need like abandon ship and try to just stick the gifts in a gift bag with some tissue paper, because that's what I normally do. And then when I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, I found these on clearance. These were not in the Christmas section. They were just back in the fabric area where they have their clearance ribbons. And I don't know if you can see these details on here, but these are so pretty. They're just almost like a cream color and light blue. These are just gift tags from Hobby Lobby, and I think this will look much nicer than what I normally do is just cut the wrapping paper that I'm using to wrap the gift into a little rectangle and then fold it in half and tape it to the gift and write inside of it. Seriously, you guys, I've just been totally utilitarian up until this year when it comes to Christmas wrapping, so we're gonna see how it turns out. Now you guys, I'm such an amateur. I'm only wrapping actual like box shaped, easy to wrap things. So we'll see how this goes, but let's get started. Okay, before I get started, I just want to refill my coffee because I have a feeling I'm going to need a little bit of liquid courage when it comes to wrapping these gifts for you guys. I'm actually quite nervous. I don't know why. I'm pretty nervous about this. So one thing I didn't like was how you can see the tape on the craft paper. It's a little bit less visible on the printed paper that you'll see later on. But if you guys have any ideas on how people kind of disguise the tape on their wrapping, let me know, because I would love to know how to make that look a little bit better. It was sort of fun playing with the ribbon styles and seeing the way they match together. It's a really fun creative outlet that I never thought I would enjoy. So definitely give it a try, guys. If you're someone who is not a wrapper, give it a shot. And I'll tell you, next year I think I'm gonna do a little bit better. Seriously, guys, wrapping those presents has me exhausted. They came out okay, though. I'm kind of happy with the outcome. I think I do need some more practice, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll get more practice. But I'm just going to take a break and have a cup of coffee. I've got some mail here, a letter, actually a Christmas card from a friend of mine across the country. So I always love seeing her photos of her and her kids as they're growing up. So I'm just going to take a minute and take a look at this card and enjoy a break. And then we're going to do something a little bit easier. I think baking is easier than wrapping presents. So we're going to be making some cinnamon roll pinwheel cookies. So stick around. So these are the cinnamon roll cookies that we'll be making today. They are so delicious, but they're actually quite easy to make. My mother-in-law taught me this recipe years ago, and it is a family favorite. Now, these are the ingredients you'll need: brown sugar, salt, cinnamon, lard, but you can also use Crisco or butter. I just don't know the measurements for those. Ice water, all-purpose flour, and granulated sugar. So you're going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you're going to add to that 1 teaspoon of salt. I actually, behind the scenes, I realized that I accidentally used a tablespoon, so please don't go by the visual that you see. I ended up having to add more flour and more lard into the mix so that it wouldn't be a salty dough. But here you see me just adding in the 3/4 of a cup of lard, and you're just going to use a pastry blender, or sometimes called a pastry cutter, to incorporate the lard into the flour. So you're going to keep doing this until the lard is completely incorporated. You'll see that the flour now starts to look like little pea-sized shapes. So you want to get to the edges of the bowl and really make sure that all of the ingredients are combined together. Once you have the ingredients combined to your liking, you're going to add in some ice water. It is important that it's ice cold. And I usually use about 6 tablespoons of ice water, but I think it does depend on the humidity in the area where you live. So I would say start with less, mix it up, see if you like the consistency. If it's still too dry, you can always add more. And then once you have that all incorporated with your fingers, you're just gonna mix that up in the bowl, and you'll see it starts to take shape. And once you have it in the shape that you like, you're gonna place this in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes to chill. After it comes out of the refrigerator, you're going to cut this into 4 equal sections. It does take a little practice working with the dough, but if it starts to rip or tear, it just means that your surface is not floured well enough, so you may need to just keep adding pinches of flour as you go. Some recipes will tell you how thick the dough needs to be when it's rolled out. Honestly, just kind of do what you think you would like. If you enjoy a little bit more of a doughy cookie, keep it pretty thick. If you like thinner layers, then roll it out pretty thin. So now you're gonna add the melted butter. This is a 1/2 stick of unsalted butter, and you're just gonna spread this around the inside of the cinnamon roll, but be careful not to get it all the way to the edges. And then you really can't mess this next part up. There's no measuring or anything. You just add in granulated sugar and cinnamon and brown sugar, as much as you like. And then once you have all of the ingredients in there, you just kind of blend them a little bit, spread them out a little bit, make it kind of even inside. Once you have your ingredients spread equally on top of the dough, you're just gonna roll these into log shapes, and then you're gonna pinch the edges and fold them upward to seal them. Now I like to bake these on parchment because it helps the dough keep from sticking to my baking pan. But you're gonna basically just cut these. You can make them as thick or as thin as you like. The trick is that you're not gonna separate them or lay them flat. Keeping the rolls intact this way with just the slices is gonna help keep the ingredients from melting out. So I cook mine at 360 degrees for about 30 or 35 minutes. You'll start to see the melted butter seeping out from the edges. That's a good time to take it out and check them. And then you're just gonna plate these and let them cool fully before you enjoy them. They are absolutely delicious, and I know your family will love them. This is my favorite part, where the butter's melted out. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. We had a productive day. I tried my hand at something that I'm not good at, and I shared with you something that I've been doing for years. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope you will check out the next video. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I find myself wondering